Hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mouse Gaming here with another The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now today's video is going to be a selection of highlight clips from the past couple of days, starting off here on Quattro Colinas with a beautiful albino red deer hind. Now, it is just unfortunately a female. I really wish it had been the level 7 that was with this group that was the albino. However, these guys are really, really beautiful, and this is a nice way, I feel, to start off a video that's got some really special trophies in it. I have been so excited waiting to share these with you guys. Got one of them last night, and oh my gosh, I was so excited. But I managed to get this herd to stand up and just pop her straight in the chest there with the M1. Now, it is only a single long shot, so she is going to run around a little bit. However, she actually really doesn't go very far before actually falling over, and you can just see there she's just gone down. Now, like I said, I really wish it was a stag. I do have a number of albino female red deer already taxed. You can see they don't actually have pink hooves or pink eyes, but they do have the pink nose. Just a really lovely looking animal. I really do like the rare red deer. They are gorgeous, and I really hope that I can get a albino or melanistic decent sized stag. All of my rare stags have been quite small, but I thought that this would be a really good way to kickstart this video. Now for the next animal we are here on Latent Lakes. Now this was a very low level multiplayer server and I came up to this outpost. I was basically going to run down along the river looking for rare bull elk, rare or big moose, rare blacktail, that sort of thing. And there's normally quite a few good animals in this area. I have shot diamonds and rares from this area before, and I normally run around on this boardwalk and I keep an eye on the piece of water that's right by the outpost, as stuff will actually render in as you run away. And the very first animal I spotted in this server was a level 5 moose. Now, he has a seriously impressive looking rack on him. However, I know that this is one of the rack styles that just barely makes diamond or trolls, and I was crossing my fingers that this guy would make it because they just look awesome. And I am always happy to have more diamonds of anything that has antlers. I just love antlers. I think they're such an amazing structure in nature, and that carries over into this game. I just love anything that has these big, impressive antlers like the moose. And you can see he actually didn't have any idea I was there, even at that distance, and I managed to put a really solid shot straight through both of his lungs, and he really didn't go far from that. The 300 really did its work and brought him down very, very quickly. And you can see just the size of this guy on the ground. They are just so impressive to look at. Absolutely awesome animals. And picking him up, he is a diamond, only just, but he is a diamond at 276.20 when 274.90 is diamond. So just a little bit over. But you can see that very solid double long shot. He really wasn't going to go anywhere with that. But he does actually have a very slightly different rack to the previous diamond I mentioned that I have that has almost the same rack. He has sort of longer tines on the very front of his antlers. Just very slight difference, but that's cool because I'm always happy to have sort of more unique ones in the lodge. So having two that are similar but have actually slightly different rack styles is pretty cool. And he really does look awesome. That is such an awesome looking animal. And even though he's not the biggest diamond moose, he still looks huge. No, there's no doubting about it. The moose diamonds are awesome. So I was really, really pleased to get this guy for the trophy lodge. Now for the next clip, we are here on Rancho del Arroyo, and I was heading to one of my favourite Bobcat lakes in search of a couple of specific trophies when this 9 legendary just ran past me. It completely took me by surprise, and unfortunately I couldn't get a shot on it there that I was comfortable with, so I chased it around a little bit and it actually started heading to where I was going anyway, and I knew that along here there were plenty of open areas where I should be able to just chase it out into and then wait to get a shot on it. This is something I do with diamond animals quite a lot, as if they're in an area that is just full of brush, I will purposefully chase them out until they go into an area like this, and then I will lay down and wait for them to go nervous, and hopefully, if everything works out, they go nervous in sight, and it means I can get a clear line of sight straight to them to take a shot. And you can see that's exactly what this guy did. He really didn't go, he didn't even get into the first lot of brush there before he went nervous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand up and make him go alert so that they'll actually turn back and face me, and then I'm going to quickly drop back down to the floor again, and you can see he's offering me a really beautiful shot there. I made sure I was comfortable with it and then dropped him on the spot. Now that's exactly what you want with these guys. It is always good to drop them. And you can see he really didn't run all that far before he'd gone nervous. You can see this is a very short distance between me and him. And that was making me wonder if this guy was going to be diamond at all, because the diamonds sometimes do tend to, well, more often than not, tend to flee further than a troll diamond. So I was hoping that this guy would actually make it. And he did. So 27.60 when 27.60 is diamond. So only just on requirement. But you can see that shot just went almost straight through him, which is brilliant. It's 1.74 kilometer tracking distance, but it really wasn't that far. It was just going through the brush and picking up his tracks as he was weaving around. He really didn't go that far, and then eventually managed to get that shot on him. Really pleased. Just a common, which is not one of the trophies I was actually looking for. I was looking for a blue diamond, a red diamond, or a melanistic or albino. So not exactly what I was looking for. However, I can never turn down one of these guys. They are very fun to get. I like seeing the legendary pop up for the bobcats. I really love them. I think they're such a fantastic species. So I was very, very happy to get this guy. And for the next clip, we are here again on Rancho del Oro, actually at that lake that I was heading to when I spotted that legendary in the previous clip. Now, once again, I am here looking for those specific trophies I mentioned, and you'll notice a bobcat just running past me here, and I spotted it, and it was another legendary. So a different server, heading to the same lake, found another legendary. Now you're going to see that this one again isn't going to go too far before it actually goes nervous, and it's really helpful that these guys run so slowly with them actually not going very far. So I was hopeful that if I just waited here and led down and just made sure that he wasn't going to go straight back to alarmed and fleeing again, that I should be able to get a shot at him. And you can see he went nervous here. Now I should have shot him here whilst he was stood broadside. I was about to shoot him there, and I just felt like my character was losing breath, and I really didn't want to mess him up. I just felt like I was going to lose breath if I had taken that shot and mess it up. And I would rather spend a couple of minutes trying to get the good shot on an animal than risking something that I don't feel I'm comfortable with. Now, you can see now I have him head on, and I was going to pop a shot into his chest, but he turned around and started walking away again. Now, this is something I always preach, is be patient with these max level animals. Just, it's more beneficial to you to take your time, spend maybe another minute on actually trying to get a good shot than rushing it unnecessarily and making a poor shot. Now, I felt here at one point, I just felt like I had the shot. And you're going to see it, and it was a very risky shot that I actually took. But I feel like when you're shooting animals like this quite a lot, like I have been with the bobcats, you kind of get that instinctive feeling when you have that shot and you just take it. Like before, I didn't feel like I had it, even though I probably did. So you can see he's doing that weird turning on the spot again, and then he turns back to face me, and you can see he's got his head to one side, and he'd lifted his head up sort of to go and look, and I just saw my window of opportunity to slot a shot there into his lungs. And I did actually manage to get a single lung on him, which was absolutely perfect. That's exactly what I needed to do there. And I was very lucky that it actually hit a lung. But he is a diamond at 28.30 when 27.60 is diamond. So he is a pretty decent size one. But you can just see that that shot went straight into his lung there. I was so lucky that that worked out. I don't know why I took that shot. It was in the moment, felt that I had that shot, and I was very lucky that it actually paid off and hit where I wanted it to. Also ended up in quite a nice pose because of that shot. They are such a beautiful model. They really are. I do love the bobcats. So again, not quite what I was looking for, however, still a really awesome trophy that I was very happy to get. Now, once again, at that very same lake on Rancho Del Arroyo where I just shot that previous diamond bobcat, I could see a bobcat moving there on the very far shore. So I got the 22 out just so that I could get the scope out and actually spot it, but it went behind this cactus. Now, I could see that it was a red, and I have seen a lot of red mythical bobcats actually at this lake, and a couple of mythical blues, just trying to get a legendary of either. And as I was looking around for him here, I just did not expect this to happen. It was a legendary. I could not believe I had found a red legendary finally. After so many servers, so many bobcats, grinding on my own map, finally had one of the specific animals I was after. This had my heart racing. And I went round to where he was on that side of the lake, and their drink zone finished and he was leaving. I tried to alert him and get him to go, get him to go alert so I could get a shot on him, and he would not give me the shot. And he ended up fleeing, and he fled all the way back round to the lodge where I had actually come from. Eventually managed to get that shot on him there and absolutely floored him. And as I pick him up, he is a max weight. And actually, he is a max score, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Diamond red bobcat. That is one of the coolest trophies you can get from Rancho, and I am just so thrilled. One of the specific things I've been after, and you can see 1.58 kilometer tracking distance, and that is one of the most tense tracks I've ever had. I looked back in editing, and it was like a 6 minute track, but it felt like an hour just trying to get a shot on this one. I didn't want to lose him, and then to get him and him actually be max weight. And as I mentioned, he is, from what I can tell, actually max score. So you'll see that at the top of my trophy manager it says Diamond Bobcat 28.98. Now, after speaking to someone in the Discord who is a cat hunting specialist, it seems that 28.98 is actually the max for Diamond Bobcat and Lynx, not 29 as is listed somewhere. They have shot many, many, many Diamond, Lynx, and Bobcat, and a few max weights amongst them, and the max weights all score 28.98. And I couldn't find anyone that could actually show me anything that had scored any higher and actually made the 29 mark. So it does seem that this is actually a max score as well. It's so strange that it is that decimal and not 29 as is listed. I guess that's either some kind of error or that it was just rounded up for the spreadsheets, but that is, as far as I can tell, a maxed out diamond red bobcat, which is one of the coolest things. Now, if you have any bobcats or lynx that you've shot that are max weight and they have a score higher than 28.998, that is, in the trophy lodge, please let me know down in the comments. I would be fascinated to know, but no one has produced anything so far to show me a score bigger than 28.98 for any max weights for these species. So as far as I know, that is a max bobcat, and I am absolutely ecstatic. It couldn't have been on a cooler one than to finally get my red bobcat as that size diamond. I'm just so thrilled. And finally, from one insane animal to the next, you'll see there a very strange looking level 5 mule deer on screen. And this was actually on my buddy Tyler's map. We were running around trying to shoot as much stuff as possible, and I came over here just before him and spotted this level 5. Now, I have of course told my buddy about it, and he said that he did not want to shoot this thing. He thought it was hideous looking, but I specifically have been looking for this rack because, as I mentioned in a previous clip, I love antlers in game and in real life. I think they're fascinating, and the weird ones are just extra cool to me, so I always try to get oddities like this in game, and this is about as close to a non-typical mule deer as we currently have in Call of the Wild. It is bizarre looking. I know it's not realistic or anything, it just looks weird, but I really specifically wanted it for my trophy lodge, and he let me shoot it, which was very, very, very kind of him. I really didn't want to take something that he wanted, but he hates this rack, so he didn't want it anyway, which was really lucky that I actually then found it. But you can just see how weird this thing looks. Its antlers are like twisted back too far, it looks like, but it's just huge. It's an incredible looking rack. It's just insane, just weird and awesome. And picking him up, he's a max weight 342.10 when 314.80 is diamond. That is insane. 342.10 scoring Mule there. That is just bonkers. And he's max weight as well. This is my first max weight on PC. And this just sent me back to when on Xbox the Tree Rex got released and I shot a massive level 6. I think it was on release day that was a max weight and ridiculously huge. And honestly, it's just insane. Now, I'm guessing a lot of the score comes from tip to tip spread, which is actually 54.07 on this guy, because you can see the spread on this is just wild. But my gosh, what a buck. And I was absolutely thrilled. And now, I know a lot of people would probably be very disappointed to get this as a Diamond Mule Deer because of how it looks. But for me, this is ideal. I'm always about trying to get the weird ones, so I really, really wanted this specifically. Now, I know that one day they're probably going to fix this rack and twist it the right way, but I hope that ridiculously high score doesn't change, because that is a bonkers score on a Mule Deer. I just honestly can't believe it. One of the coolest things I have ever shot. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. A couple of really, really special animals to me in this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.